Okay, so we're going to be making roasted tomatoes. But first, we need to harvest the tomatoes. We got our tomatoes. I mean, they're everywhere. And then this jungle in here. There's tomatoes all over the place. Okay, let's go and roast some tomatoes. All right, so I got to get all these washed. Got to wash them really good. See, these don't have imperfections. These are perfect. So I put them to the side here. Anything that has like an imperfection like that, I keep to the side. So I can clean them up separately. So everything there I know is good, and these not so good. I got to clean them up. So let me finish washing these guys, and we'll be back for the next step. I'm going to be taking out the cores, just the cores. I'm going to keep skin on everything. And we'll be back for the next step. Alright, so now it's time to start roasting. I got just like a turkey pan. I think I'm going to need more than this for this amount of tomatoes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some really good olive oil. Just to the bottom, just a little bit so they don't stick. And then like these bigger ones, you know, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out the core. You know, just going to take out the core, discard it, and then I'm just going to basically, just the bigger ones. You know, like I'll do it in, let's say 3/4. I'll do them in 3/4, something like that, small like that. I'll just cut it in half. These will go in whole. I won't even bother. Medium size, cut them in half. Here we go, just like that. So I'm going to keep on cornering them. And yes, I am using all different colors. At this time of year, you know, it's October 7th. Whatever you have ready in the vine, cherry tomatoes, purple, red, blue, yellow, it doesn't matter. Everything goes in at this point. So, all right, let me finish coring these up and we'll be back for the next. Now I'm working on the second pan. You can see I already filled one. Almost done. I'm going to add a little twist at the end to this one here. I can't imagine why it would hurt the flavor. If anything, I think it will make it better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast sweet bell peppers with it. All right, let me finish this up. And you got all the different colors. Who cares, right? All right, so I got everything all chopped up. Everything is in the pans. I mean, that's a lot more than I thought it would be. But since I did harvest these beautiful Edgevosky peppers, I'm going to add peppers to it. Now, no one told me to add peppers to it, but since I have them, I'm going, why not? I can't imagine the flavor would not be good, so I'm going to roast some red peppers with it as well. These are sweet Echvarsky peppers, so I'm not worried if I leave some seeds on. Here's a little trick I learned from a friend of mine over in Bermuda, Leonor Santos, is to get these big stuffing peppers. They're rugged. Is to de-seed them. You just basically, you push in like this. And look at that. See it? So that's a trick I learned from my friend Leonor Santos. And there you go, you can start saving your seeds. Leonor, thank you. She is my second mom, Leonor Santos. She is fantastic. Yeah, let me show you guys that again. Just take the top and just press in. And there you go. I mean, that's a clean pepper. See that? Just a little trick. So I think this will add a lot of flavor. Why not? Okay, the other thing I'm going to do now, next step, is I'm going to add basil leaves. Now everything I'm putting in here is 100% homegrown. I mean, from the tomatoes to the peppers to the basil to the onions. I am also going to add red sweet onions. Why not? I can't imagine the flavor would not be good. I say roast everything. Why not? I mean, doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, and one last thing, because I'm not prejudiced, I do have a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. I mean, why not? Put everything in. We can call this a crazy tomato roast. See, I put all that in there. See, and I asked my wife to buy a medium-sized pan, and she did. And you know what? I think I should have gotten a big, large pan. I mean, look at this. She does tell me that it's all going to break down into nothing, but I have a hard time believing that. This is my first time doing this. I mean, come on guys, where have you seen a beautiful platter of tomatoes like that with all the different colors and the onions? But there's one thing left. One thing left. These are the stems from the basil that I grew that went to flower. Now you see the flowers? I don't throw them away, and you shouldn't throw them away either. Just take the stem and use these flowers. They have tremendous flavor. I mean, you don't want the stem, just use the flowers. Look at that. Yeah, never throw these away. If you could just smell what I'm smelling in here. It's unbelievable. You see that? It's unbelievable. Okay, so now this is going to go into an oven at, I'm going to do it at 375 for about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes or so. So the last thing I'm going to do to this now, I'm not going to add salt now, because this is still going to go into a food processor, is I'm just going to add some really good extra virgin olive oil. Just like that. There we go. I think that's enough. Okay, so now the oven's gonna preheat to 375, and I'm gonna get these in, and we'll be back halfway through to check on them. Sometimes I get so ahead of myself, I forgot to mention the last ingredient, which is garlic. I put a lot of garlic in here. So, yeah, do not forget the garlic. If you like garlic, it's a must. I encourage it. All right, we're about at the halfway mark. It's been exactly 1 hour. So let's see what we got. Oh yeah, everything's starting to get there. That's awesome. So I'm gonna give this a little stir up and get all the garlic like underneath. But everything's starting to get there. It's looking good. And guys, the smell is unbelievable. The smell is amazing. Look at that. So I'm gonna stir this all up, bring it out, stir it all up. I'm not gonna bore you with that on camera. And we'll be back when it's done. So I'm thinking it's gonna go another 30 minutes. It's been about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Took a little bit longer, but it's done. There, check this out. I actually had to put another tray underneath it. And look at that. Now that is roasted tomatoes right there. Beautiful. Now we're gonna put them in the blender. And I still have another one in the oven here. We'll get to that one after. All right. So look at that. Now into the food processor. I mean, look at that. The garlic, the peppers, the tomatoes. So, I mean, you guys know pretty much what's happening at this point. So I don't think I have to show you the blending part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of this. Okay, I think that's going to do it for there. So let's see, I'm just going to show you the consistency that I want. Now if it becomes too liquidy, I'm going to put it back on the stove and I'm going to cook it down till I get the right consistency. I don't like it too liquidy. So we're going to do... Oh, the smell is unbelievable. The smell is unbelievable. Now I'm going to taste it. This is where I get to taste it. That is pretty awesome. But it's at this point, I'm going to add some salt to it. It does need a little bit of salt. So, but I mean, to me, the texture right now is perfect. So I'm not even going to reduce it down. That is fantastic. I got the cans there ready to go. I'm going to can it up, and then I'm going to give it a hot bath, a hot water bath, to seal the jars and make sure everything is nice and sterile and nice and clean. And we'll be back when I'm done. I mean, look how simple that is. That is absolutely delicious, but I am going to add a little bit of salt to it. So we'll be back to see the next step. Okay, so I was gonna initially reduce this down, but the consistency to me, see, that's perfect consistency. I love that. It's pretty thick the way I like it, so I'm just gonna go right from here and I'm gonna pour it right into the jar. And I'm going to leave 1 inch headspace, which is right about there. Here we go. A little bit of vinegar. It's very important to keep this clean. Here we go. Now we put our lid. And now don't tighten this too much. I mean, this is hot. You just want to tighten it. Basically, that's it. Just hand tight. You know, you don't have to be torquing it down, nothing crazy. And there you go. That is your oven roasted tomato sauce. We got the rest to go right here. And we still have another one right there in the oven going. Actually, let me shut the oven off. How do you shut this stupid thing off? I mean, how do you shut this thing? Oh, here. What do you click off?
Cancel off.
Off. Okay. Yep, there's another one to go. And that's it. Guys, that is how you do it. Thank you for stopping by. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. But please do subscribe to the channel. Will it grow? And I hope you make this. It was a little spin I put on it. And it tastes absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to can it. Which I am canning it. But hot water bath it. It'll be done. My first time at doing it. You guys stay safe.